What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host. What's up? How you guys doing? Smoothie in the building. Good morning. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to unfold here with all these top stories in boxing. So we're going to break down a lot of the stories. Stay with us on this show. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know that you hear me loud and clear as you come into the live stream, and let me know where you're watching from. So let's get right into it. It's all over social media. Devin Haney has officially declared he's putting in a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia. Bill Haney went on and said, not only is he going after Ryan Garcia, he's going after everyone. He's going after Oscar De La Hoya. Apparently, he didn't in so many words come out and say, I'm going after Golden Boy, but he mentioned them and he said he's going after everyone. He feels that Golden Boy got paid penalties. Why? And I'm going to break that down for us and what this means for the sport of boxing, right? And what kind of look does this give Devin Haney? What kind of look does this also give Ryan Garcia? Where are both fighters headed? And I would like you guys to drop your opinions or comments. And if you have any questions, I'm going to slow down today. We're going to read some comments. We're going to answer some of this. And we're going to try to see if we can collectively come to a resolution, at least as us, as fans, of where we stand on what they're doing, right? Okay. Once upon a time, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney were scheduled to fight at a weight at 140 pounds for Devin Haney's 140-pound WBC World Championship of the World. Devin Haney was coming off one okay performance, I would say, against Regis Progress, where he dropped him in the fight and he won the title. So you could say he was kind of, up on a up. So Ryan Garcia publicly starts to have a meltdown right all over social media. So much, in fact, that they called him in and they questioned his mental health. There were multiple, and I mean multiple, ESPN, CBS, you name it, sports channels that were covering the fight that were saying we're watching mental health unfold and they should not allow this fight to take place because Ryan Garcia is not mentally stable to fight Devin Haney. So they called Ryan Garcia in. Ryan Garcia said, wait a minute, I've never tried to hurt myself and I've never hurt anyone else. All I've been doing is saying and doing stuff, but I haven't been hurting anybody. How can you hold me mentally unstable? They looked at and they was like, you're right. They let the fight continue. While Ryan Garcia was going through it, all his antics, everybody was saying, look at him drinking, smoking weed, all this. And these are the things that Devin Haney's going to bring up in court. And I said, wait a minute. What makes you think that there was weed inside that blunt? What makes you think there was liquor inside that cup? When he got on top of that scale and he drank that beer, what makes you think that there was beer inside that bottle? There could have been water in there. Floyd Mayweather was the best at this. He had a persona and he put it out there. He was out throwing money in bar. You thought he wasn't training. He tricked his competition and thinking he ain't taking it serious. And I think Devin Haney fell into that trap. Devin Haney went into that fight that night thinking he was going to beat the crap out of Ryan Garcia. Didn't his father come out and say, this is going to be a 187? I'm sending my son out there to commit murder. They have so many videos of Bill Haney saying, well, this ain't a boxing match. My son's going to fight you. I'm sending my son out there to kill you. He was threatening Ryan Garcia's life. And if it would have went according to plan and Ryan Garcia was the one on his back, you think Devin Haney and them would have shedded a tear? No. You think they would be suing him? No. No. They were talking about taking his life. If he dies, he dies. Right? Okay. So Ryan Garcia comes into the fight and he comes in 3.5 pounds overweight. The initial contract was voided. Here's what really happens behind the scenes in a situation just like this that has happened hundreds of thousands of times before. This is not the first time a person missed weight. Mayweather himself missed weight. Okay? So he misses weight. They call Devin Haney into an office. They call Ryan Garcia into an office. And they tell them the initial contract is voided. Ryan, you are no longer competing for the WBC World Championship. You don't qualify. The only person that qualifies that may weight is Devin Haney. Devin Haney raised his hand and said, hold up. I'll accept this fight. Win, lose, or draw, I remain champion. Now, according to boxing rules, Devin Haney, right? If the belt was still on the line officially and he was going to count it as a title defense, if he loses the belt. What Devin Haney did in the new contract, he said the belt was never on the line. So had he won, it wouldn't have counted as a title defense. Okay? Because the belt was off the table. Then everybody was under the misconception when Ryan would say, I'll pay you X amount of dollars, right? On stage to Devin Haney if he missed weight. And everybody went with that narrative of what Ryan Garcia said. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not what Ryan Garcia says. He could have said, I'll pay you $10 million per pound. That's not Ryan. That's not what was going to happen. In reality, what really happened, the people that set the rules is the Boxing Athletic Committee that fined him on the purse amount, how much you making on that fight. They fined him for every pound. Now, the New York Boxing Athletic Committee is going to hand down Ryan Garcia a fine. You really think that he's going to pay that fine, whatever the dollar amount was, whether they charged him 120, 150, they charged Mayweather, what was it? $150,000 per pound. He paid $250,000 for 2 pounds, right? So depending on your purse, and they take that percentage away, right? So you mean to tell me that you really believe that Ryan Garcia, by law, he has to pay the New York Boxing Athletic Committee, which give Devin the money or whatever they do with the money, right? Then he's going to pay Devin Haney that side bet that you think they made on stage? He's going to come out of pocket for both. No, he's going to do with the Boxing Athletic Committee that fine. Talk is cheap. He was just talking, selling the fight. But he's going to pay the correct amount that the athletic committee fined him. Okay. By initially breaking the first contract with Oscar De La Hoya that he missed weight by 3 pounds, he broke the contract with Golden Boy. Golden Boy had a contract, an agreement that Ryan would make weight. By breaking that, he owes Golden Boy money because he broke their contract. So Golden Boy got paid. Bill Haney's thinking, how the hell did you get paid and I didn't get paid? Well, he had a contract with Golden Boy. That got broke. Ryan's a professional. He's at work. There's penalties to that. He had to pay Oscar. Hello? Right? But Bill Haney and Devin are so desperate that they're taking it like, how did he get paid? Well, he's getting the money. No, that's what was supposed to happen. Then after that, we finally get to the fight. We get to the result of the fight and the outcome. And once what took place inside of that ring, the Haneys couldn't accept it. The beginning of all of it, before the scandal broke out, that night and the very next day, we still hadn't known that Ryan Garcia was dirty. In fact, we didn't find out until the Canelo fight. That week, that following, they didn't release it for a while, remember? So if we look back, the Haneys already wasn't accepting the loss. They were already threatening to get the fight overturned on just the mere fact that he came in 3.5 pounds overweight. But wait a minute. You was informed that he came in 3.5 pounds overweight. There was no cheating going on until that point. Devin Haney had the right to walk away that night. He didn't have to fight Ryan Garcia 3.5 pounds overweight when he was informed that he told him, yo, I'll take the fight, but the belt's not on the line. And Devin Haney said in that meeting, I don't give a fuck about 3.5 pounds. I'm going to whoop Ryan Garcia's ass. But when he didn't whoop Ryan Garcia's ass, it's like he had a change of heart. It's like when you tell that guy, bro, you're not going to beat me in one-on-one basketball. And he says, I'm going to put up $100. He loses his $100. Now he doesn't want to pay up. Right? Because up until that point, remember, he didn't know about the PEs. He didn't know about it. So we're right there. We're going to get to the PE thing and how everything changed. But you got to stay right here first. Right? And I'm breaking it down. No one knows about the PE use yet. Okay? He took the fight knowing about, he was informed. So when you go to court and one of your things is like he cheated, he can't intentionally, Floyd told him, who gives a fuck what the judge is going to say? Your son had the right. He was given the option to walk away. Did they not give him the option? Did they force your son to fight Ryan Garcia, or did your son say yes? Point, period. So after your son says yes and loses, now what are you saying? Right? Okay. So now the PE scandal breaks. Now Devin Haney and his father said, fuck the 3.5 pounds. You straight up cheated. Now here's the problem with this. Listen, definitively, no one can say what Ryan Garcia did because they never came up to a conclusion. Ryan Garcia looked like he was so confused. He was blaming everyone. He was like, no, these supplements, it was in this. No, Scooter, you did it. You gave me an IV. No. It looked like he truly did not know how the hell it got into his body. But nevertheless, the rules state you are responsible as an athlete, whatever goes into your body. Unfortunately, Ryan, you're a professional athlete. Every athlete is told these rules under certain doping agencies. You're responsible. So no matter what, once you popped, Ryan, it wasn't a case if you were innocent. It was just how long they're going to suspend you and what the fines were going to be. Because no matter what, you were dirty, right? Okay. So Devin Haney went under this, I guess he went into like deep depression or something, and he couldn't accept the loss. So what did Devin Haney do? And I feel every step he made from this moment on, let's talk about it. First thing he did, he wanted to get it overturned to a no contest and get his O back removed. Then he contacted the streaming app, the service that broadcasted the fight. And he wrote them a letter saying he wants them to stop showing the fight. They sent him a letter with a big fuck you saying, you know what? Now we're going to loop it and we're going to show it 24 hours a day, Devin. You're not going to kill this fight. It is what it is, Devin. right? Then Devin took the approach. He gets the O overturned, right? So Ryan's feeling like, damn, like I don't know what to do. Like, look, let's think about Ryan's side. Did he pop dirty? Yes. Okay. But do you really fight your whole career, fight Tank Davis, everybody clean, knock all these people out? You passed all those other tests clean. Your first world title fight, if you blatantly were stupid enough to start using a steroid days leading or weeks leading into the fight, knowing you're going to pop dirty, they're going to strip you of the world title, you're going to be labeled a cheater just to do what? So you're 25 years old, so you're ready to go down that road. You're ready as Ryan Garcia, having all this success with the women, everything. You decided weeks leading into the fight, in your biggest moment, hey, let me use a PE because that makes sense, right? Okay, I can't think for the kid, but I would think that would be very foolish, right? Whether or not he really did it or had intent or whatever, right? No one can actually prove that. So here we go. Ryan Garcia's lawyers, just like Devin Haney was in the works with his lawyers, trying to get everything overturned, trying to get the film taken out, trying everything, right? Trying to get more money, right? Ryan Garcia's lawyers were going to work. And they finally came up with a solution to plead out. In court, if you go to a criminal court and you got 7 charges and you plead guilty to 2 of them and they drop the other ones, what did you get plead guilty to? What did you get found guilty to? They might have had a lot of other shit on you, but you got those charges dropped, right? So Ryan Garcia pleaded guilty to not reporting 2 of his supplements on the list you're supposed to turn in to the doping agency. That's a rule that's in place. Matter of fact, Ryan Garcia is the first athlete in boxing to get found guilty on that rule. He's the first man in boxing history to get found guilty on that specific rule that's always been in place, right? So what they do, they say plead guilty to this, we'll drop this. He never pleaded guilty to the PEs. The PEs was the cause. The PEs is why he was there. We all know it was in his system. But what did he plead guilty to? I was in court. I had 7 charges. They dropped 5. I pleaded guilty to 2. What am I going to jail for? I'm going to jail for the 2. It's a public opinion. You might have caught me with the drugs or whatever, all this and that, but the drugs got thrown out of court. I'm going to jail for the assault and battery or whatever, just to bring up 2 hypothetical charges, and that's how it is when you enter a plea bargain, right? You don't enter a plea bargain and still be held for the thing that you got thrown out. That's why I made a plea bargain for, right? So yeah, he popped dirty. Yes, this is why. Yes, but when Devin Haney put in the lawsuit, if you go check out why he's suing Ryan Garcia. He's not suing Ryan Garcia because he popped dirty for PEs. He's suing Ryan Garcia for assault and battery. That's what he's suing Ryan Garcia for. The PE scandal, the use, that's all probably going to get brought up, because it's the elephant in the room, I'm pretty sure. But the actual charges is assault and battery. How could you win an assault and battery case in court when we sign contracts? We're professional fighters, meaning I had an agreement with you to go fight you. That's what keeps us from not being criminally charged. if you were to lose your life or die in the ring, like some fighters have, but there was no PEs involved. Let's not, because then let me specify that. Because if there's PEs involved and you die, bro, you should be charged for murder. Okay, you should be charged with murder. Okay, so good luck on that one. Okay, that's a different story. But I've seen men unfortunately lose their life, and both men tested negative, and a man lost his life. But they're not going to charge that man with murder now, are we? No, they signed the contract. They knew the risk. So how are you going to prove in a court of law that he assaulted you because he came in 3.5 pounds overweight when you were notified and you still took the fight? I don't think that this is really going to get to the second level in the court procedure. There's a possibility that the judge can throw this out, and Ryan Garcia's can put in a motion to have this thrown out early. They're going to go for it. I guarantee it. And the judge might side with him. The judge just might side with him in that moment, because there's not a lot to go on here, right? Ryan Garcia already pleaded guilty. He was already given a sanction. He already paid fines. So, like, people say the word double jeopardy, but I don't think double jeopardy applies to this. Double jeopardy kind of applies to like a criminal case where, like, let's say you kill someone, you take it to court, right? And you beat the case. You beat the case, and then all of a sudden it comes out that you wrote a book and you said that you killed them. They're not going to be able to come back at you. But what they will be able to do is they'll do like some crazy shit, like charge you with the gun if they find the murder weapon. If you were dumb enough in the book to say where it was at, they could charge you with that, because they never charge you with a firearm. That's a separate case. So, they'll get mad. They'll be like, oh, you think you got away from us? And every traffic ticket you get from there on, they're going to try to give you 10 years. They're going to get it from you some way, somehow, right? Right? That's how karma in life is, right? I'm not saying, okay, for instance, P. Diddy and Suge Knight, right? Everybody said they believed they had something to do with Tupac's and Biggie's death, right? Now look at where Suge Knight and Puffy are at. Behind other things. Karma? Is it? Maybe. Maybe not. But something to think about, right? I'm like, yo, karma caught up to these dudes. They thought they got away with it type shit. Maybe they never did it. I don't know. I'm just saying, that's karma. Something to think about. Right? So, as far as boxing and the look that this is on Devin Haney, okay, honestly, I had a little soul searching within myself. I even got like in some debate with some dude on a boxing channel, but I'm not here to put no man down, and he's a Latin dude, and you know what I'm saying? And I had a great time on the show, even though we didn't meet eye to eye, but I can respect his opinion and his views. And as a man, hey, it is what it is, right? Okay. But I had to like really like look in and see that everything is not always like, we're taught in the hood or whatever. Nah, don't snitch, right? Don't snitch, right? What if you walk in and somebody's raping your mom and you saw the dude and he got away from you? They ask you, did you see him? And they give you a mugshot. You ain't snitching? You ain't pointing out the dude that raped your mom. But we're built to these kind of ways. And from where I come from, I don't believe in the court system as much. They've never really shown me that they've been on my side, or any of my friends' side for that matter. And it's just not the way in a sport where we fight, that I thought that at any outcome we end up in a courtroom. As a father, if this happened to my son, would I point the dude out? would I, feel like this guy really try to hurt my son in a, unfair advantage. With the PEs, he could have went out there and gave my son brain damage, or if something else would have happened. Thank God that's not what happened with Devin Haney. He took an old-fashioned ass whooping. He took some nice shots. I don't think it was nothing on the in the realm of stop the fight, man. He's killing him. No, he got his ass whooped. That's about it. And so as a father, I look at it like that, and do you gotta be a savage all the time and say you're gonna take it to the streets, or when is it a point where you build enough status and enough understanding and living in that kind of world that that's the kind of fight you're gonna have to fight? Sometimes to do it the right way, and that and you have a lot to lose, a lot to gain, and so I could see where Devin Haney's father can say, "Yo, man, I feel like my son was unjustly, and all the criticism and all these problems that are occurring is because of this Ryan Garcia outcome. And had he not been tested for PEs, it wouldn't make us feel like he just straight up cheated. And not only did he cheat with the P's, he was so cocky and arrogant. He came in 3.5 pounds overweight. Like if the shoe was on the other foot and I was Bill Haney and Devin Haney was my son, bro, I might be talking different, wouldn't I? I probably would. So when it comes to that, I can't be mad at Bill now. I had a different view on how things are really handled and over there. Devin Haney ain't no gangster. He never said he was. He's just living the persona of how he feels, and it's true. I don't know why I have this mentality of looking at Devin like he was built like that, and he was from no, Devin Haney was built different, and 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 I love that, because as a father, you want to give your son the best life you can. Isn't that the isn't that the point? We try to give our sons, and because Bill Haney gave his son a better life, I'm gonna criticize him? Hell, fuck no. I wish I could do that for all my sons. And then our sons get there, and then they want to look at us like it's our fault that we gave them a better life. Like, Dad, why couldn't I be raised in Section 8 housing? Why couldn't I be from the hood? Like T.I.'s son, like, bro, like, kid, wake up. We're running from there, and you're trying to go back. Like, so as a father, like watching Bill Haney and Devin and me project, putting this image on Devin Haney that he truly never was, is because of the image, what he looks like, how he dresses, how he talks, and that's we attach the two, or at least I do, and I'm guilty of that. But yet, Bill Haney did a great job as a father. He did a good job raising his son. He might have a big mouth, promoter type mouth, but that's typical. That's typical. As far as him raising his family and doing and providing, I'm with you, Bill, on that. I'm with you on that, man. I believe as fathers, we should want the best for all our sons. Want to give them the life that possibly we didn't have. And, so sometimes I got to slow down and look at things objectively, both sides. Do I think this is cool? No. Do I think it's a good look for Devin Haney? No. Do I think he should still go along with it? No. Kid, save yourself some money. Go out, get yourself a fight. Show the world that you're in the gym training hard. Devin, you bring the fans blood and knockouts, they will love you again. This will all be behind you. You will make so much money if you choose to take a Ryan Garcia a fight. And if you drop the lawsuit in the next fight with Ryan Garcia, you can use that as leverage against Ryan. Ryan, I get to pick the weight this time. I get to pick the ring size, whatever. Ryan got to say yes, right? Y'all talk it out. If you're really thinking about shooting this rematch, so you want the rematch to be you get the O back, everything comes back to you, right? And all damage is done to Ryan. I get it. He's the one that tested positive, man. Hey, you know, but at the same time, you want to sue him and then you want to fight him again? I don't think that's a very good look for the sport of boxing. What's that saying about our warriors? Just just morally, like, what do you mean a boxer took another boxer to court? Oh no, no, PEUs, blah. The other boxer, yeah, well, I never pleaded guilty to that. But you did it. Oh yeah, I know, but you lost, but you got your O back, right? And it's like they're going back and forth tit for tat. This is going on way too long. And if any other fighters see this, how many this is not the first fighter in the world to be tested positive for a banned substance. Should every fighter or sue, or are there levels to this? And there's you know uh when what's his name there that got that fought Saul Canelo Alvarez there. He popped dirty for Austrian, and they gave him a 2-year ban, right? The reason why they gave him a 2-year ban versus Ryan Garcia, right, was his level. His level was so high, so much that when they sent it to the lab, he was on a cycle. They had already was in his body for X amount of time. There was no way out of it. He was just bag. When they gave him that 2-year ban, he retired because that just killed him. Connor Ben tested positive for a different PE, but allegedly eggs. They gave him a 2-year ban because these doctors know, they're not stupid. How much did he have in his system? Listen, guys, this is how accurate some of these tests are. And this is for a drug test, right? Working in a hospital and shit, and ladies come in from the street with babies and they're pregnant and stuff. Okay. When the lady tries to lie and say, "Hey, no, when's the last time you used?" They ask her, they gotta ask her, right? They know they're gonna get the answer because of this. She says, "No, months, whatever." They take her urine and blood. Their test is so accurate. They can tell her from the minute all the way up into the second she either injected, smoked, ate, whatever drug, pill, right? But she can't lie. That's how accurate those tests are there, right? So if you're an athlete and you're testing for steroids, usually a typical steroid test costs between 1,500, 1,200. The good ones are even more expensive. I can imagine the ones they use for that's just straight lab work, right? They can determine when the PE breaks down in your body, what it turns into after. Trace amounts they can determine. With a hair sample, they could 10, 15 years. They'll know what cycle you were on, everything. So there's no lying. He's not going to be able to lie with the tubes of blood they took, right? So you can kind of see when they suspend them and they get those suspensions for like a weird number, like 6 months. They're like, wow, they didn't really have that much. But when you hear the maximum 2 years, oh, they got you. You did some shit. I don't care what he said After that, Connor Ben, eggs, what? They gave you a 2. That means that their scientists are like, bro, he's lying. Look at this shit. And behind closed doors, they probably showed it to him. Connor Ben was like, you can't make that public. No, we can't make it public record. We're not going to do this or whatever. And we're just going to say you were dirty. He goes, all right, thank you. Walks out. When they give you a 2-year ban, you're bagged, bro. That's horrible. That means like you were, like, listen, look how bad this is, right? That Big Baby Miller, didn't he test not once, not twice, but 3 times he popped dirty leading into the Anthony Joshua fight. 3 times. And that's how Andy the Destroyer Ruiz got into that fight, because he couldn't stop. Okay, and this is what they did, right? They knew he popped the first time, Big Baby Miller, right? They knew it. They told him, yo, wing yourself off. We're going to test you. We got to see the levels drop, and we'll allow you to fight, right? When they went and tested him the second times, the levels went up. They were like, bro, you're still using it. Stop using the steroid. He's like, okay. You got me. I won't do no more steroids. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to train, right? But he went back that same day and finished off the steroids he had. He was like, okay, I'm just going to finish this off, and then I'm not going to use them no more. But by doing that, the level went back up. They tested him the third time. They was like, bro, you're still using it. Right? They didn't give him that 2-year ban like that because apparently he was on it for a certain period of time. In order for them to give Connor Ben that, they must have looked at that test and was like, bro, you're on this, and you were coming off and you used this. Yo, he must have been stacked. And they were like, nah, we got to give you a 2-year ban. This is the definition of a 2-year ban right here. What you're doing. This is just blatant. So when they gave Ryan Garcia a 1-year ban, right, for an actuality, him having some charges dropped, pleading guilty to this, right? It was a 1-year ban. So here's where we're at. What's going to end up happening, Devin Haney's he's suing Ryan Garcia, right? What Devin Haney's lawyers are going to try desperately to do is get the vials and VADA called in. Now, technically, as of right now, they're not involved, VADA, in this court proceeding because he's not being sued because he popped dirty. He's being sued because what they're trying to prove is assault and battery with intent, meaning that he knew he did the steroid and he had he had intent to hurt Devin Haney. That's assault and battery. If they can prove that Ryan Garcia is somebody on Ryan Garcia's team's like, yeah, I administered it. I was the one that sold him the PE. I gave him. Now you got a case. You got a case. Ryan, he's going to go to jail for that. Okay. And he's going to get sued. Right. All right. So, and that's when criminal charges can be brought up on him. So if you got something like that, okay. Right. But if you can't prove that, or if all you're doing is saying, no, you know it because he popped dirty, it's saying that he was dirty, that he still at some point could have digested something that was contaminated. And that can't be thrown out in the realm of possibilities. That in fact, he didn't know how it got into his body because there was no definitive answer. That answer had that question been answered going into this, then that would be a different story. But since Ryan nor Devin came up to that conclusion, How are you going to do that in court? How are you going to prove that he had malice, intent? How? He never admitted to that. Yes, you can prove he popped dirty. Okay, what'd they do for that? They gave him a suspension. He paid fines. And then Bill Haney's going to probably, lawyer to get up. Why did Oscar get paid? Well, he breached the first contract. And by breaking the first contract with Golden Boy, he was penalized and he had to pay a fine to Golden Boy. That's because you broke your promotional contract. So that's why Oscar was entitled to that money. So, it's like, what are you guys salted because other people got paid? And you see what I'm saying? So it's going to just be hard for him to prove it. How are you going to prove assault and battery? You were notified about the 3 pounds. You said yes. They wrote up a whole second contract. The first one was voided. You were made aware. And then when you lose, you say, oh, 3 pounds? So, and now it's not 3 pounds. It's about the 3 pounds now in court. That's one of the things. It's the assault and battery. It's the 3 pounds. It's mental liable damages for image, like when you fuck up somebody's image and shit. What he did after, what that did for him after the fight, all this criticism and shit like that. He has those charges in, but I didn't see nowhere on Devin Haney's, what he's submitting to court with his lawyers. There was nowhere on there that he said where he's suing Ryan for testing positive. So I don't know. I think Ryan's lawyers knew. Ryan's lawyer said, man, we can't get him on that like that. Why? And it was because when he pleaded guilty, they dropped those charges and he pleaded to this. Now you would have to, what if they destroyed the evidence? The case was, according to the Boxing Association, how long do they hold on to evidence? Devin Haney put in these charges months later. If they don't have those vials or those, I guess, test results, and Ryan Garcia's lawyer gets up and said, yeah, you might have the test results, but you don't have the actual vials anymore to test again. What if somebody tampered with that? I want the original vials retested. If they don't got those vials and we were done with the case, we got rid of everything, then why are we here? I don't know, man. Lawyers are crazy. You think just because I chop it up with my boys, I make it sound smart, I make it sound real good, and my boy goes, yeah, man, you right. That's the way it's going to go? That's not how life goes. I can't tell you how many times dudes in the bullpen were like, yo, they actually didn't bag me with his son. It was like on the 3rd floor with blah, 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 blah. I'm out of here today. He come back in. Nope. Yo, you can talk this out in your head. You can make it make the most sense. Typically, that's not what's going to happen, does it? In my life, every time I thought something was going to turn out this way or that, usually it didn't go that way for me. You know what I'm saying? These lawyers are smart. And that's why they get paid this much money. That's why Ryan Garcia's lawyer got paid that much money, because the position that he got Ryan Garcia in right now, and the look, we might all say, nah, you cheated, you this, you that, I'm not going to let it go. And some for Ryan Garcia fans is like, yeah, I know. And no, you lost, you got dropped, you got rocked. We're not going to let that go. But yet you want the O removed, you want everything just based on his PE thing. That unfortunately for me, it just, it's just that you gave him a sanction. You found him guilty. He paid the fines. You how many times you still want to go after him? Like, you got the O removed. The fight is off the record books. It was a no contest. His name is stained forever. But yet months later, no, let's stick it to him. Let's sue him now, and then we'll fight him later. Look, I think there's levels to things and there's levels to situations. I think just appearance wise, it's not a good look for Devin. Just appearance wise, because of the sport that you're in, the gladiator sport, the blood sport. In this sport, you are awarded by knocking men flat on their back and taking everything away from them, declaring yourself the best fighter in the world. No, this is not how I thought my fighter was going to end up. No. In a courtroom? No. The severity of it, why? Hold on, guys. You, yo, Will. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm on a live. I'll end this and I'll call you right back. All right? Right back. All right. So, like, um, you know what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. Devin's in a peculiar situation. I feel like he should get together with Ryan Garcia's his legal team. They should go behind closed doors, settle this, drop the lawsuit, and continue to fight. Once upon a time, Terrence Crawford took Top Rank and Bob Arum to court, and he accused them a lot of things. It was real ugly. It was all over the media. It wasn't a good look for boxing. Both men came to an agreement behind closed doors, and Terrence Crawford dropped his lawsuit. You know, I just hope that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney can get together, not fight this on social media, allow this to get even more out of hand, and uh and they can come together to an agreement and drop this lawsuit, and both men can come back as warriors and get back in that ring and show the world who they are. I believe Devin Haney's career is far from over. He's a really talented young man, with good coaching, good discipline, hard work, and dedication. I think he's 25 years old. He was undisputed world champion before. He can become champion again. He's a champion, I believe, still in recess. Um, so I believe that Devin Haney should get it out the mud. Sometimes in life you can be down, but the good thing in boxing, like I said, you bring the fans blood, they'll love you again. Let me see what you guys are saying here. What's up? To Edwin, work it out like men. Yeah, work it out like men, man. Well said, round one. Thank you, fam. What's up, chat family? How you guys doing in the building? Thank you for joining the live stream. And this is just this is a situation that, yeah, I just think that, like, right here, you know what I'm saying, Trump, like, um they should just work it out and let this go. And we should just get back to, like, boxing and everything that's going on with it. um uh Bill Haney and his and Devin, they got a lot of work to do. And I think that this is just a distraction. This can distract you more. What has Devin Haney been doing of late? He's been at a couple boxing events. It wasn't a good look with him, Ed Hearn. I think that he should just stay away from social media for a little while, and social media never won your fights for you in the first place. It was your skills, So yeah, absolutely. And then, you got a lot of other situations now. Dubois beat the brakes off of AJ, and now he's out there, and I've been watching him on YouTube. He's like, they're really giving him his flowers out there, and congratulations to the young man for turning his career around. And the reason why I bring up Dubois is because there's a man that's been down in the ring and in life. Dubois, at one point in his career, a lot of people question his chin, his durability, him as a heavyweight fighter. He's in the same peculiar situation like Devin Haney, a young fighter in his own division, trying to come up and prove himself. The difference between Dubois and Devin were the world championships. I understand that, but as fighters, they they were both in interesting situations. Dubois turned it around. How did he turn it around? He went back to the gym and it showed in his performances. And, when you're down like this, that was the right answer. Dubois wanted to show that he wasn't done with boxing, that you don't count me out just yet. I was just getting better. I was a kid in there. I was young, fighting these giant sized men. He's all of 27 years old now. He's still a kid, Dubois. And that's what I mean about Devin Haney. He's 25 years old. Devin Haney, man, listen, you can have a second half to your career, but do shit like Dubois did. He didn't try to fight in social media. He didn't try to fight the media or the fans. He went in there and made sure he won the fights. And now he woke up this morning, guess what? Heavyweight champion of the world. And no one can take that away from him. Devin, I suggest you take a page out of Dubois' book and you get it back the way you want it. You want to be considered one of the best in the world? Act like one of the best in the world. You're going to have to do what the best done. Fight the tough fights, win those fights. You're not going to win them in a courtroom. So fight fans, listen, guys. I got to admit, what? Devin, what? Devin deserves to be compensated? Yes. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yes. And I believe that they should go behind closed doors, Devin's lawyers and Ryan's lawyers. They should work that out. Devin should be the words mess me up. Devin should be awarded a dollar amount from Ryan's team. Ryan, you got to take it. You got to take this one, Ryan. Pay him. Get this out of the courtroom. Drop the lawsuit and walk away. You two as men can come to a conclusion and a resolution to this situation. You don't have to make this ugly. You don't have to throw this all over social media. You don't have to make this a circus, a fiasco. And boxing has enough controversy headlines attached to it. All the corruption in boxing, this and that, reminding the viewers of a PE. Come on, man, Devin. This is bigger than you. And sometimes you got to understand, you could handle things behind closed doors. If you really wanted to fight me and we were somewhere and you were that type of person that was throwing your hands in the air in front of everybody saying, yo, you want to fight? You want to fight me? And I'm like, shh, yo, be quiet. Let's just go around here. No one's got to know. And I'll whoop your ass over here, but you don't got to make a scene. But that guy, you know why he's making a scene? He don't want to fight you. He's like, yo, hold me back, bro. You lucky we did. And I'm like, yo, chill. You want to go handle this? Shh. Come right over here. We could go 5 strong to the mustache real quick, wipe the blood off our face, fix our shirts, and then come back. And I'll buy you a soda if you want. I ain't got nothing personal, but I ain't got no problem with punching your face in on the side of that building. I ain't got no problem doing it. But I won't take it no further if you don't take it no further. I know how to lose fair and square or win fair and square. If you want, we'll go have a drink right after. Give a fuck. Right? But don't be causing a scene. So there's ways to do things in life. You don't gotta, this is giving boxing another black eye every time. Oh, what are they doing? PEs and boxing now, honey? Well, I don't want to watch that sport. What are you guys doing? Fix this behind closed doors. Let's keep it pushing. That's it. And I'm gonna agree with you. Yes, Devin should be awarded something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brother, it doesn't matter if he knew or not how it got into his system. Ryan, you should tighten your circle. Since you can't prove it to me, then you owe me, Ryan. Ryan, you can't figure out how it got in your system. So you gotta take, Ryan, that's on you. Ryan, you guilty, Ryan. You're guilty, bro. It is what it is, man. How you gonna look me in the face and I'm just gonna agree? Oh, you don't know how it got in your system? Well, you know what? All right. Nah. Yeah, I feel like you might have to, but let's step over here and talk about it. Let's not fucking give boxing this look more and more. Look how long it is, and we're still talking. Now we're going into, are they really going to play this lawsuit in court like they're doing Young Thug trial? Is that where we're going with boxing? Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, day one in court. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, so that's why I don't like it. That's why I don't like it. I'm not in a disagreement. I just want to be publicly known that he shouldn't be awarded something. Nah, he should be. Yeah. Hey, that's on you, Ryan. I'm sorry. But let's not drag this out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But what's right is right. And what's fair is fair. Ryan, brother, I'm sorry, man. You're gonna have to take a hit, brother. You can't prove it to me. I can't let you just but there was a lot of moves that Devin Hay did too that was real, like, writing the fucking, that sound desperate. Writing the streaming app place or whatever that filmed it. Don't ever broadcast this no more. Like demanding that it got taken down and shit. I was like, what are you doing? Like, but I don't know. I don't I don't think that playing it in court um will do anything. You would like in your head to think, okay, if they play it in court, then it will discourage another person from cheating. No, that crime happens every day. They put those trials for murder every day. Does that stop anybody in the hood from shooting somebody else at the ops? No, it doesn't. No. This is just for, like, now it's becoming a circus. And now it starts to hurt. Knowing that boxing is at the lowest platform of all the sports, boxing, football, hockey, tennis, golf, all get reported on ESPN before boxing. And when they report boxing, it's in between two sports. Like basketball, he dunked, and boxing, he knocked him out in 10th round. Back to you. And boom, boxing went. It's because of us. We keep boxing alive. And we talk about it. They do. They cover the big thing. ESPN will definitely cover this shit, right? Because they love this, right? And it's just a fiasco. Like, now what are we on? In love with, like, judge shows? We want to see it unfold. We can't mind our business anymore. We got to keep prying in someone else's business or pointing at someone else. I got my own issues, my own problems I got to work out. Every day I fight my own demons, you know? All I want to do is be entertained by the notion that I'm watching boxing because I'm trying to figure out who's the best fighter in the world. I don't need to figure out who the best litigator or lawyer is. I don't need to see this. And I don't think it's going to help boxing or deter anyone in the world from using drugs. That method never worked. Never. So this is now for your entertainment. just to see somebody get screwed over. That now you're taking it from the sport. This is boxing. Yeah. Yeah. Devin solved that, right? Devin solved that out of court with the guy at the carnival. That never went to court. Devin went behind with it. That's a perfect example. Thank you for bringing that up. Thank you. Shots out to you. I Devin took that Mexican kid, right? And he said, yo, my bag, my man's, yo, listen, here, hold that down. Let's not take this to court. There has been no charges to this date filed on Devin Haney for that situation. Why can't Devin Haney do that with Ryan Garcia? I feel he should be awarded something. Just do it behind closed doors. Look at Demetrius Bivol and what his wife's doing to him. A lot of people talk about that. I don't talk about, they're humans. They're human beings. Yo, if I'm gonna judge or talk about or stick it to a man because his wife's doing that to him, yo, that was grimy what she did. And after the fight, if you lose, do you take her back? Like they're going through their own problems, bro. I don't need to point out that man, we all got, yo. And like sometimes I'm like, it's good to talk about these things, and because it's important, because whether an athlete knows it or not as a boxer, whether he wants the responsibility or not, he has to conduct himself as a professional in and out of the ring. He wants to be out there and have this persona of throwing it up and everything. He has to understand that there's little kids, boys and girls, looking up to you, whether you want that image or not. I'm sorry, buddy, but this is the life you chose. So you have an image and a perception also to oppose, to make sure that, but I just think that as a man, things can get solved. Tell me what you want. Tell me, how can I fix this? Give me a chance to fix this before we put this all over and make boxing look like a circus. And open up a can of worms for future things. There's just levels to things. There's class. You can still be classy and get what you want. You don't have to be so messy and put everything all over social media. This is a mess. That's how I feel. I learned as I was coming up, you don't gotta be loud. You don't gotta be loud. I can take care of you. Just I, you think you you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't always have to be messy. So listen, fight fans, you guys are the best. Let me check out what you're saying before what going through it right now. Yeah, man. You know, yo, man, that's just, you know, and then it's coming from a person that's the closest to you, that knows you the most, your inner fears, your injuries, and that's a breach of distrust. Like, wow, that's everything. You know, she could have broke his heart. We don't know. Like, how far did that affect him mentally too, as a man? And now what he thinks about it. Does Arthur's team takes this serious? Does Arthur? Maybe not Arthur, but his coaches should definitely. Those are his coach's job to unravel all that. Just keep Arthur away from all that and keep him focused. No distractions. You don't want to give him a false perception of the fighter. Don't even show it to him. You as coaches dissect that and have at it. That's what I would do. I would try to keep Arthur away from all that. You don't want to steer or put a different, thought. You want him to be hungry. No, you can make sure you take him at the top of his threat and that he has no weaknesses. Keep training hard. You don't want to think, oh, he's a broken fighter. He's weak. He's scared. He's this. No, don't think for him. Keep training hard. That's it. You know, but that's cold. That's cold when your partner, um, the one you share your most inner secrets with, and you've even celebrated some of your biggest moments in life with. And that's the person that came at you like that. A scorned woman. Don't ever mess with a scorned woman. There's no limits. I can't say whatever he did to make that woman turn into her, or if she was just that type of girl. You know, that's it's just it's a bad moment in time for him. You know, yeah, I think he has a family with her, and there's just nothing worse than that. And he has to stay focused now, coming into the biggest fight of his career. Uh, he has to really know how to do a juggling act, and so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Arthur got the knee thing, and he's got the wife thing. Yeah, which one will prevail? Yeah, you know. Oh no. Oh, bam. You ain't right. Bam. That you ain't right, bam. You really coming at the man? Bam. That's some shit right there. Yo. Yo. Yo, y'all crazy. Look, but at the end of the day, we could see this from so many different angles. I shared my viewpoints. What's going to occur is anyone's guess. How they work this out, how far this goes. I don't get to decide that. Unfortunately, this is up to them and their lawyers, and it's in their hands what they decide to, however, work this out. We're definitely gonna watch this unfold. Hopefully, it goes away a little bit more quieter, and we can get back to fighting. And Devin can get back in the ring. Ryan can get off this suspension, and maybe they can do it again. Maybe they go their own ways. It depends what they want to do. But I wish both men the best. I pray for both their families. Both their families are going through some shit, and I hope God enters their heart. And I hope that both men can reconcile and come to their differences like men, you know, and not let it get so far out of hand. And that's what I got for you, fight fans. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please, please don't forget to give this video a like. And I will see you on the next one after this one. Here, around what you got to say there? Devin came into the fight. Wait a second. Here, let me put this up because I'll read it better. Devin came into the fight fair and square. Ryan came overweight with drugs in his system. I hope Devin gets his justice in court. Um, he can still get his justice. He just doesn't have to go to court. He could get the same amount of money that maybe a judge would award him in court. We just don't gotta spill it and get so messy and let the world see it. I believe he should be given something. I think that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney's lawyers should talk behind closed doors. I think that he should be awarded justice. I think that Ryan Garcia, everything you said, and I'm in agreement with you. He came in overweight. He was not a professional. If you agreed to a contract to fight me at 140, then you should have been able to make the weight. That's what we have contracts for, and weight divisions. Ryan Garcia, you didn't make weight. You're not a professional. Okay? Then you test positive. Whether or not you knew how it got there, guess what? You're guilty, Ryan Garcia. Okay? So everything you said, spot on. There's just one thing I'm not in agreement with. It doesn't have to be so messy. We don't have to see it unfold in court in order for him to get justice. They could settle this with class, and he could still be awarded the money that he would have won in court without lawyer fees, without have to break off any lawyers for an extensive period of time, because Devin Haney's fighting this for a year in court. You could save yourself a lot of money and earn a lot of money by just solving it, you and him. That's all I'm saying. I hope he does get justice. I just don't want it to give boxing a bad look. I'm trying to look after boxing. This is bigger than both of them. Boxing gets enough scrutiny. Boxing got enough people passing away in the gym, in the ring, and they want to do away with it and stuff like that, and all this other narratives and lines, headlines. We don't need another one. That's all I'm saying. We don't need another headline. We can do without it, and he can still get his justice. Devin helping clean up sports. Um, um, it's not him helping clean up sports, right? It's him advocating as well to them and sending a message not to cheat in the sport, right? Devin Floyd Mayweather was famous for that line, I'm cleaning up the sport of boxing. But did he clean up the sport of boxing? No. A cheater's going to be a cheater. You're just trying to claim a line to an athlete to what, glorify him a little bit better, right? A lot of people criticize Tank Davis for the 10-pound rehydration claw, and they scrutinize for him. Tank Davis is always trying to drain you out or do this. Bullshit. Bullshit. I think Tank Davis is trying to clean up the sport of boxing. If you had no problem making 135, then you should have no problem making 135. But if you make 35 and the next night gain 25 pounds, you were never a natural 135. Who's cheating here is you. And by Tank Davis putting that rehydration claw, it's keeping the fighters honest. If you really could fight in this weight class, then you should have no problem, because let's just keep it in mind. It's not like Tank Davis is putting a rehydration claw on the guy, but it's not affecting him. No, he's under the same rules. So if Tank Davis can make it to prove that he's a natural 130, why you got to be 160 and come down and try to beat him? That's cheating. That 10-pound rehydration keeps the table honest. Tank Davis is cleaning up the sport of boxing. You're never going to stop a cheater from taking a steroid, but claim to that you're the cause that you're cleaning up boxing because what? You're dealing with one situation? You're not doing anything. How are you going to claim that title or that name? How arrogant would a person be to say, yo, I'm cleaning up the sport? Really? You control everybody by your movement. It made everybody go, oh, you know what? We should get our act together. No. They're still going to do what they want. So by trying to claim, that's just you trying to be like, I'm the cause of this. No. You don't have that much influence over boxing that everybody said, because of Devin Haney called out Ryan Garcia and put a lawsuit, everyone's going to change. Get the fuck out of here. How arrogant would a human be to say they can do that? Now that would be arrogance. Come on, man. He's cleaning up the sport. What? That's a far stretch. That's a far stretch. You're dealing with one situation, buddy. You might be cleaning up that situation, but you're not cleaning up boxing. You don't have that much of an influence. Okay. Unfortunately, Ryan Garcia wasn't the first person to ever pop dirty in boxing. How did he make boxing messy in a sport that is common? Conor Ben, all these boxers, we can see Saul, all of them, a lot of them got caught. Bungard. So just because his name was Ryan Garcia, he's to blame for everyone? Ryan Garcia is the face of boxing, you're saying. You're saying because Ryan Garcia popped dirty, that him popping dirty affects the entire boxing world. When you make something public and bring it to a court, now it's affecting the boxing world. That directly has to do with the sport of boxing, and the entire world is watching. Because of the fact Ryan Garcia popped dirty, that doesn't mean Ryan Garcia, it's not a good look for boxing. No. Does it give it kind of like a little shiner, like, damn, athletes are test? But name me one sport that the athletes don't test positive in. I'll wait. Name me one sport that has never been a person in there that have never tested positive for PE. Just one. So how did Ryan become responsible for messing up boxing when that's common? You're giving him too much expectation. You're holding Ryan too much of a high regard because of a potential court case and what this got to the potential to unfolding and being. You don't want to diffuse the bomb. You don't want to turn off the fire. You're pouring gasoline on it. You're excited. You want this to be a spectacle. You must not really be so much a fan of boxing rather than being right. It's always something I tell my wife. Do you always want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you always got to be right? Or can we come to an agreement and be happy? A man typed again. I think he always wants to be right. Let's see. If you say it's just one situation and Devin didn't have that much influence, then it should not be a problem for boxing for Devin to sue Ryan. It's not a problem for him to sue him, brother. I repeat this. I keep saying this. The lawsuit stands. He can sue him. Yes. He can be awarded a dollar amount. Do you not hear me? We're in agreement with that. Okay, sue him. Yes. You have the right to do that. Okay. It doesn't have to be messy. Let's go in our office. Let's talk about it. And I will give you the dollar amount. And I think Ryan should agree to it. We should be done with it. Devin gets paid. Good. What's so wrong about that? What you sound like is you want Ryan Garcia to be crucified publicly and humiliated and embarrassed. You're not okay with just the lawsuit and the money. You want Ryan Garcia to be crucified and hold his cross and walk it down the street while everybody throws things at him and points. That's where your heart is at. You sound like you have so much. No, he's gotta get his just due. You gotta stick it to him. While he's crucified, you gotta stick the knife in his side. I feel you. There are men like you in this world. You have the right to your opinion. And everything you actually said today, I'll take it in consideration, and you have the right to say it. Nothing you said here today was wrong. You know why? Because you have the right to your opinion, and I value that. That's why I have a boxing channel for we can discuss things. I'm not trying to sell you on something. We talked about debate. We debated something here. I hope you feel you got your answers. I got mine. Have a blessed day, man. I hope the best for you and your family and for everyone in this chat, right? Actually, I don't hold anything personal. I don't know Devin Haney and I don't know Ryan Garcia. So I'm not going to fight to the death for them, you know? And I remember that this is not personal. This is just something I cover, a sport that I love. You know, I'm a fighter of, here, still. I can't turn it off. I wake up, think about boxing, watch boxing, talk about boxing. It calls to me. Mm, That's what I'm here doing. And I hope you guys had a great time this morning. Please, support the brand, support our boxing channels, you know, and give this video a like. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And I encourage you to join me in my live stream. Maybe next time I'm gonna drop the link and you guys can join and we can share and we could talk about this. And I would love to talk everything with you. You know what I'm saying? I would love for you to come on and talk to me about this. But right now I don't have the time. I have some things I got to take care of. And so I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys have been amazing. Love you guys and love yourselves. God bless.